Okay, everyone, this is part 2 of lesson 3. I had to split the recordings because with our recorder you can only record up to 15 minutes of time, so that's why it is split. So we're going to continue just a couple more slides here. So with the civil rights movement at this time, if we remember back, it had been 100 years since Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which was the law that freed the slaves. But in some places, things weren't all that much better. I mean, people were still not slaves, but they still were segregated and treated differently. And all the leaders of the civil rights movement kept hearing from their government leaders, just be patient, just be patient. It's going to take time. It's going to take, some convincing to get people on board. But people like Martin Luther King did not want to wait any longer. They felt they had been patient long enough, and they decided it was time to do something. So Martin Luther King called on a couple of other famous leaders for the civil rights movement, an A. Philip Randolph and a Bayard Rustin and some others, and they got together and went back to their original idea of planning a march on Washington. So remember now, President Kennedy had already sent a civil rights bill to Congress, but with everything that had happened, it just sat there. It didn't get any attention. So the thinking now was that nothing was ever going to come of it. So they decided, we are going to pursue our march to the Capitol to show the country, to show Congress, to show the president that it is time to make some action happen. So remember, they had no idea how many people were going to come. So they put the word out through the churches, mainly in the South, that people should come to Washington, D.C. on a certain day and come to the Lincoln Memorial. There is going to be a lot of speakers there and a lot of excitement for the movement. So what happened surpassed anything that they could have imagined. More than 250,000 people showed up, including thousands of white people in Washington, D.C., in protest of the racial inequality in our country and for the support of civil rights and equality for everyone. So this is the March on Washington. The date was August 28th, 1963, and it was a day filled with hope and goodwill and good feelings. It was a peaceful demonstration. A lot of different speakers came, and there was people singing and speaking, and people just coming together in community. And the very last person to speak was Martin Luther King. And he had this formal speech prepared, and he began his formal speech. And as the crowd got excited and started responding to his talk, he kind of let go of his written words that he had planned and just began doing what he did best, speaking from his heart and inspiring others to listen and to act. And we are all familiar with some phrases from this speech, the I have a dream speech. But what I would like you to do is actually to listen to the entire audio or the entire video portion of this speech. So you're going to go to your list of video links for lesson 3 and find the one that's titled March on Washington video, and pause the recording here and go ahead and click that link and listen. Okay, so now you have listened to the whole entire speech, and you can see why it's so meaningful and so inspiring. So we're going to stop there for today. So I want to make sure that you're keeping up on your assignments. I want to make sure you have read chapter 40 in your book, and I want to make sure that you are completing those study guide questions for each chapter. If you go to your content area in the online school and go to Unit 11, and under each lesson number, I have loaded a study guide for each chapter of the book. It's your responsibility to complete these. And you can download it and you can complete it on your computer, or you can print it and complete it on pencil and paper. I am not collecting these, and I will not be going over the study guide at the end of the unit. I'm having you do the questions now so you can use the study guides to help you study for the quizzes and the tests. Okay? If you have any questions about that, just let me know. And then finally, I want you to make sure you've completed graded assignment 11.3. So that's it for today. Go ahead and complete the rest of your work, and I'll see you tomorrow.